Hello guys, and we're back. We have another standard deck tech for Lost Caverns of Ixalan, and again from MTG Goldfish user submitted list. And this one is quite interesting because it goes around one of the new mechanic or kind of deck strategy introduced in the recent set. And they call this one as the Spelunking Caves, as this is now a new land subtype and also some new cards from LCI that has quietly getting the card or board advantage with this land type of cave. So we can see here we have 25 lands and one of the core enchantment that we can go with it is Spelunking. So the namesake of this card is a 3-2 cost enchantment that whenever on the battlefield you'll draw a card and you may put a land card from your hand into the battlefield, and if your cave is placed into the battlefield this way, you will gain 4 life, and also lands you control enters the battlefield untapped. So that's quite a good card advantage for this uncommon. This is only an uncommon, but with this kind of ability, whenever make sure that you can basically pull out this kind of deck strategy. So it's quite interesting that we got this kind of list. So we're going to proceed now to discuss card by card of how this deck would work. So we have 9 creatures, 10 enchantments including the Spelunking card, 4 instants, 25 lands that are mostly that of the cave subtype, and 12 sorceries. So first off, for the land, for the creature is 3 copies of Shigeki Jukai Visionary, wherein this one just only going to be just a 2-drop, but also has this ability that can self-mill your library, so revealing the top 4 cards and choosing a land card from among them and putting it into the battlefield top. So and at times you can just have this one ramping you early on, and late game you can just go with this ability of channel, wherein you can pay double green and double X to discard Shigeki to return X target legendary cards from your graveyard to your hand. So that in any case, they would still work early on and also in the late game scenario. And also we have 2 copies of Blossoming Tortoise. So this is now from the Wilds of Eldraine, very specific card that goes with a self-mill and also gets you to benefit to returning a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield top. And activated abilities also would be lessened by 1 cost of colorless or any color. So we have 2 copies of this in the deck that goes to function with how you would go ramming up and milling out your cave lands and getting more and more of that card advantage. So with that setup, we also have 4 copies of Gargantuan Lich. This is now probably the best clunky attacker for this deck, because it's a 5/5 life linker, and the cost would not matter here because it will cost 1 less for each of the cave you control and each cave card in your graveyard. So self-mill also works well to have this one lessen casting cost. Can be casted early as possible and become a threat on its own, and can also get you to good with the life link. That with the creature, we have also enchantments other than Spelunking that goes benefit with that of having caves in your lands. So Bat Colony here is 4 copies of the deck. It's another uncommon for white, wherein when there's a battlefield, you will create a 1/1 black rat bat creature token with flying for each mana of a cave spent to cast it. So basically at max of 3, you can place this one for 3 creation of 3 1/1 black bat creature token with flying. So whenever a cave enters the battlefield under your control, you can also get to choose to put some instant counter on that creature you control. So at any time, you can make your tokens bigger or any of the relevant creatures bigger and better to attack against that of your opponent. So along with Spelunking, also we have 2 copies of Virtue Persistence. This goes to be like just to be a sorcery speed spot removal, but your late game could also benefit here to recur a creature card from your graveyard into the battlefield under your control. So this goes to be that of the mid-game up to the late game scenario, as you can hard dust this one from Adventure as a 7 to cast enchantment. So that with our instance, as these was spot removals, that's 3 copies of Go for the Throat and 1 copy of Get Lost. That is a new card, that's white new spot removal by destroying creature enchantment, planeswalker, and having your controller create 2 map tokens. So with that setup, we have to check first the 12 sorceries in the deck. So we have 4 copies of Glimpse the Core. This is more of a setup of a rampant growth effect, but also can return a cave card from a graveyard to the battlefield tap. So either way you would choose your setup, it can become like a ramp, and also searching for a basic forest card can also become very relevant in getting to filter out the lands from your library, but also having to go with a good way to return a cave card at any given scenario. Then we have 4 copies of Calamitous Cave In. This is more of the mass removal card effect of the sorcery in this deck. It can deal X damage to each creature in Planeswalker, where X is the number of caves you control plus the number of caves in your graveyard. So at any time in doing self-mill and having to play lands of caves, you can deal that high or total damage of those number to each creature in Planeswalker, so making scaly. Having your feat against aggro could be beneficial to deal with them with this Calamitous Cave In. So that's 4 copies. And also we have 4 copies of Cosmeo Confluence. This is a 5 mana for green rare sorcery card. You can choose 3. You may choose the same mode more than once. You can search library for a cave card, put it on the battlefield tap and then shuffle. Or you can put the counters on a cave you control. It becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with haste, steal a land, or destroy target enchantment. So anyway, having this 1 to 5, you can have your cave become a threat by having to paste 3% counters on them. So 3 copies target could become 3/3 elemental creature that are still lands. So in a given scenario, you can also search for a cave that are still be able for you to search at any. So searching for a cave. So as you can see here, we have a lot of various caves can also have some function. So you can use this Cosmium Confluence to search any specific cave. But at most, you can just have your cave become 3/3 elemental creatures with haste that can also attack for your board advantage. You can finish off games at that setup. So last but not the least, we explore the kind of caves that we use in this deck. So we have 4 copies of Caverns. This cave can become a 3/3 elemental creature that will return by paying 2 colorless mana or any color. It's still a cave and activated only if the number of other caves you control plus the number of cave cards in your graveyard is 3 or greater. So at any given scenario, it can just become a self-mill effect also, and controlling the several caves can also get you to have this one activated to become your creature threat. So aside from Forest, which are 4 copies in the deck, the other cave that we have here is Forgotten Monument. So this card would also have your other caves pay 1 life to add mana of any color. So this is more of a mana fix in this deck. So the other lands included here are the Hidden Courtyard, also Hidden Necropolis, that's for black, and Hidden Nursery for green, Hidden Volcano for red, and also the copy of Sunken Citadel that can be fixed for choosing mana of chosen color for this setup. So I guess that's it for this deck. Your average mana value is 3.89. We're going between 3 and 4, but with this sort of a 5-color setup, I think this kind of casting cost, some of these can be bypassed because of the bonus of having caves you control, depending on the number of caves you control, and also having these caves placed into your graveyard. So these are the color distribution. Let's go with black and green as the main color, but the producers are pretty much even with accommodating almost all of the 5 colors in this deck. And here are the 2 tokens, the bot creature token and the map token. So this one would be an interesting deck, a Spelunking Caves deck tech for Ixalan standard. I think you've seen already this one, as the set would become already legal to play in the format. And let me know in the comments below if you have placed or tried this deck, and let us have a good discussion on what would be some of the best choices, and we can have some slight changes also if needed. So I guess that's pretty much it for this deck tech. Thank you for watching, guys, and see you on the next video.